Hi there, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I do hope everybody's doing well. Hope you had a good weekend. I hope my mountains look a little bit better in the background, too. And the one in the foreground. I worked out them both, but we're going to be doing something a little bit different today. I'm going to kind of speed run a build. And I guess just talk over it or maybe just play music. I don't know that I like that though, because, well, you can always turn it down if you don't like my music, right? But that's beside the point. I guess this is Oracle Lake. I would call it Oracle Pond because of where I'm from. But we're going to be building in this area here. I'm going to start with a neighborhood, and then we're going to go over to the other side of the expressway and get going on our farming industry. And we'll take it from there. The one thing I can tell you is that there won't be like an after tour, but from here on out, when I'll probably start the next video, we'll have a brief tour of what we did, and then we'll move on to the next build. My only concern with that is I hope I don't screw up the RCI meter, but we'll see what happens. We'll take it as it comes. So just roughly and real quick, I'm setting the bone structure for the neighborhood, and then we're going to go across the expressway and get our farm in. So these guys are, well, I don't suppose you have to call them industry workers, but I'm hoping that a majority of them will be working in our industries, which are all in this area here. And then, as I was doing this, I was thinking maybe that new area that I kind of built up in the way of a mountain, we could put our city, like the tax building and the government offices, things that look like government offices, we could set them in that little valley in the back. And I think that would do it. There was a second spot that I was thinking, and that was closer to the big, what I would call lake, because of where I'm from. Where I put the ferry, maybe in that spot there, it dips down low to the water. But maybe we could do something with that in the way of city buildings, government buildings. This looked like it had a barrier on it, but it didn't, so I ended up going across to get the sound barriers up. And, yeah, I had issues, but nothing that was too overwhelming or anything. I think I did an okay job. The issues crop up, I might have to get rid of that clover leaf. It's probably not necessary. And I did end up, well, you'll see that later. I won't bring up too much of what I've done until you see it. But I do think in the end it turned out okay. I just hope you guys agree. So, topics of discussion. I apologize for last week. I think I briefly started talking about City Skylines too. And of course I got distracted. And that might happen again here. So I'll apologize in advance if it does. But I do thank those of you who are curious and interested in seeing me play that game. However, it's not going to be possible because even if I could afford the game, I can't afford the computer to play the game. And I know my computer is not built for that game. So it's out of the question at this point. And I've been at YouTube for going on 6 years now, and nothing's changed. So I don't see that, I don't bank on it anymore as being a viable place to make an income. So what I'm seriously considering is just not making videos anymore. Maybe at the end of the year, just quitting altogether. I started out this channel as just a way to cope with the impending issues that I knew were coming. They were on the horizon, and so I just came here to escape because I had already played the video games, and I'm like, you know what? Since I'm already playing them, why don't I just show them off and see if anybody's interested? Well, suffice it to say, there are very few people interested in my work, so I started out with Sims 4 builds and gameplay, and that went nowhere, and so I branched out and I did other things. And, you know, the fact that I have 200 subscribers still blows me away. I am still beyond grateful for it. So don't get me wrong and don't think I'm being ungrateful, but I'm, how do you say, at the end of my financial rope. And I'm in a lot of trouble, a lot of trouble, and I don't see any way out. And I can't keep trying to talk to you guys when I'm depressed, you know. It's just too hard. So I will either continue making videos with zero audio, or I just won't make videos at all. Those are my two choices at this point. So as far as CS2 gameplay though, let's get on to a nicer topic. Like anything, there are good and there are bad points to it. And it's hard to make those calls when the kids playing it for free are using a beta version. It's not final. That's not what it's going to look like when all is said and done. Because at the moment, all I see is City Skylines 1 with different features. That's all I see. Game mechanics wise, not too thrilled, because I'm just wondering, the kids playing it for free now, they're all commenting. And I see it kind of the way I look at Sims 4 players who always do reviews of packs and things like that. They always hype it, and they always got a smile on their face, and it's always, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. This is just so great. Oh my goodness. And it's not. By any means, by any stretch of the imagination, is it good. But they say it is, to get you to buy the product, and I just don't agree with that. To me, that's wrong. And I'm seeing a little bit of that with CS2. And I'm not knocking anybody. I'm not, this isn't sour grapes or throwing anybody under the bus. I'm just saying from past experience and based on what I've seen with my own eyes, I'm not as impressed with it as everybody else is. The game mechanics are things that could go into this game, into the first game, because they're most of the things that we've been asking for. And the mods have generously picked up the gauntlet and run with it. So, that's a good thing. But all of the current City Skylines 1 players who are very heavily into, what would you say, decorating? Design? Is that how it would be? I don't know. But everybody who's heavily into that, it's taken away from you in City Skylines 2. That's not the objective of the game. The object of this game, by the way, is not city building, it's road maintenance. It's all about traffic and not so much anything else. But in City Skylines 2, it's about population management and not so much anything else. Even the trees, I think it's absolutely ridiculous that the only trees you can put down are baby trees, and then you gotta wait for them to grow? How is that gonna help a designer? So of course, again, there's going to be modders that are gonna pick that up and they're gonna run with it. And they're gonna give you full-grown trees, which I think is ridiculous. But the average tree reaching maturity is 40 years. Is that 40 years in-game would be like maybe a month of gameplay? I don't know. But I think it's kind of silly. But, again, these are also things that might be tweaked before the game comes out. Who knows? So, there are good things and there are bad things. I'm not sure how I feel about the industry. Like, take for example, farming. I was not impressed with the fact that, wow, we can decide the size and shape and, of our field. But it's all the same field. Where's the variety? Is that going to come in later episodes of, I don't know, the updates? That didn't impress me. The only thing that really honest and truly did was the roads. They make it look so much easier. I wish they had that in this game. I could have started playing it a lot sooner. But yeah, we're coming up on the end. I thank you very much for sticking with me to the end and for your continued support of my channel. I really honestly appreciate that. I hope you realize. Like the video if you did. Subscribe if you're interested. Take very good care of yourselves. Have a fantastic day. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.